Venue is the place where something happens, especially an organized event. Lightspace is the unique venue in Brisbane's creative precinct of Fortitude Valley, which the space is enough to hold 50 to 500 people at the same time. The location of Lightspace exactly is 30 Light Street, Fortitude Valley, in the heart of Brisbane's creative district. Lightspace is only a short distance from the Valley, New Farm, and the CBD of Brisbane. As the layout of site shown, there are mainly three areas in this venue, which are the main space, the bar lounge, and the outdoor terrace. About the products and the facilities support each kind of events, Lightspace has a mix of vintage and contemporary furniture on site. Wi-Fi, projectors, sound system, and microphone available for use, which is able to decorate as guests order, and there will always be a Lightspace manager present to ensure everything works well. Lightspace can recommend trusted suppliers of facilities and fantastic food if necessary, which is included in their service. And the managers with support team can provide security, design of decoration and music, supply beverage like beers, signature cocktails, and a gorgeous espresso station, especially for sit-down events, and organize the food for guests who deliver the food trucks at service. Lightspace offers total flexibility to create something unique, such as wedding, cocktail and dinner parties, presentations, and workshops. Lightspace team and recommended suppliers on hand to make every event memorable. Design was mostly coinciding with theming and decoration, thus enhancing the aesthetic aspects of the event appearance. Design is ultimately aimed at delivering specific objectives through the problem-solving activities, and it is not an add-on but a core activity that comes before management. Lightspace is a two-level warehouse covering an area of 660 square meters. The material of this building is mainly cinder block and hardwood timber, and the material of the doors and windows is glass. The overall appearance looks white and green. Lightspace is the inner-city venue at the intersection of Light Street and Scanner Street. The entrance of the venue are on the Light Street and the entrance of the office is on the Scanner Street. It would take 5 to 15 minutes to walk after getting off any kind of public transportation. There are many residential areas and main railways nearby this building, which means that's not easy to be found. Lightspace recommend that it would be better for guests to take an Uber or drive to reach. However, there is no allocated on-site parking available for guests at Lightspace. Vehicle can only park on the Free Street parking on Scanlon or Prospect Streets. Otherwise, the nearest car park is located in the Homemaker Central and Orange Showgrounds. The key features of the external design are that there are two entrances at the Lightspace, one of which can be used as the loading bay for deliveries with excellent access direct into the venue for vans and small trucks. The white walls are surrounded by the large green plants. At night, the soft light of the text on the wall will up, and the glass window will reveal the light inside of the venue, which looks very pretty. But the footpaths are narrow and normal. Paving is made up of a one-person wild stone and two sides of grass. This will definitely be a hidden trouble in queuing or congestion at the beginning and the ending periods of wild events. There are no any audiovisual signages outside, even if they do have two. However, those probably not enough for guests, especially the location is not easy to be found. And the manager said they have a small shed at the bottom of the site that is used for the rubbish bin storage. This will definitely reduce the efficiency of the service to the guests while big events, because staff needs to always clean the bin up. There are both of inside and outside cameras to make sure the security of each door. The secondary door would be covered by the rollable iron gate while closing every night. The door of main entrance can only be used by one person one time. It's a little bit inefficient. But the main door can be folded up by electric lift to be more utilized and serve the vehicles and disabled people. So the suitability and the safety is good. About the extent of security, there is the fire extinguisher facility for each of the main space and the bar lounge, and there are many cameras and alarms on the ceiling. The main space is fantastic for an exhibition, presentation, or for dinner. It features a wide open pans, industrial gutters, timber roof and polished concentric floor, For cook show style events, capacity is 350 or up to 500 when combined with the bar lounge. 350 for the theater style or 250 for the sit-down function. The bar lounge is the furnished space and is perfect for cocktail parties, dinner events, smaller presentations, or anything requiring a related laundry setting. The capacity is the 150 guesters cocktail style, 120 theater style, or up to 60 guesters for non-animate form dinner. The outdoor terrace adjoining the bar lounge feature a bamboo hedge, wood features, and an outlook towards the city skyline, bordering the main railway line heading into the valley. It is also a transporter delight. For social facilities, Lightspace provides a bar with a commercial fridge and ovens, 160 bandwood chairs, 20 hardwood tables, projectors, sound system and microphones, provide breakout area and changing facilities and shovel, super fast Wi-Fi. But this seems to only serve the form option of the adults without the design consider about the special entertainment facilities and the children minding. The aim of facility management is to manage a facility and the facility service in an effort to support the core function and the goals of customer satisfaction. In general, companies need to systematically monitor and measure how they can meet the customer needs. For large events, Lightspace has a security staff who control the queue, and generally this is not an issue. They also set up the notice board for visitors' orientation. And according to the saying of the manager, the toilet is always the vandalism prone area. Some guests might do damage to the facilities and the wall in toilets, but manager didn't do anything to avoid that, so the trouble might happen all the time in the long term. The internal space is made up of the creative lighting, polished concrete floor, and 4-meter high timber ceilings. Then ducted air conditioning work for the heating and the ventilation. AV included two fixed projectors, which project onto the wide wall in the bar lounge and onto the 3.6-meter wall screen in the main space. Both have the HDMI connections. They also have the speakers, two mixers, and two handheld microphones and iPod jack for the guests to use. Lightspace can configure the space to create an event for 50 up to the 500 guests. These two areas each have a wide curtain that can be isolated from the other space, which make it possible for the venue to be flexible. With the open space, the venue can be built as the one whole room or to district internal space. This can be into the smaller areas for more functions. The footpaths inside and outside are flat. It is possible for disabled people to enter and exit from any entrance. The glass door of the main entrance can be folded up by an electric lift, and the others slope directly to the parking lot without any steps. There is surely a special toilet in the venue, but for the restroom problem, all restrooms there are a bit too small compared to the size of the venue. The changing facilities and the showers are all in the accessible restroom as well. Once the two venues are separated or the number of the guests is too large, the restroom will be crowded and the accessible restroom will be occupied by someone without disability. Lightspace provides online booking service, and all the security and the food required for the guests can be prepared before the event. During the event, Lightspace sells beverage to increase revenue. For guests who only rent a part of the space, Lightspace can also set up a temporary bar table to sell drinks. The first design problem is the signature and beans are not enough. The impact of that is the location is not obviously without more signatures, and the bean would reduce the service efficiency in the large events. The recommendations is to set up more signatures from the main road to the venue and to set up the more bins. Strength of the solution is this is the convenient for guests to find the venue through the signatures, especially for those traveling by public transportation. And it also can reduce the frequency of the rubbish replacement during the large events and improve service efficiency. It is more convenient for cleaning the venue. Weakness of the solution is increased costs, and the city councils may not allow to set up the signatures. The size and the function of the restroom do not match the size of the venue wheel is the second design problem. The impact of that is would be the congested one events with the large guests, and the accessible restroom is not only for the disabled people. There are two recommendations for that is to build more restroom in the bar lounge and to build another room for changing and the shower. The strength of the solutions is the pressures on the toilet in the main space, especially when the main space and the bar lounge are rented separately. And another thing is to differentiate the function of the accessible toilets for the disabled people and others. Changing and the shower would be more private. And the weakness is increased cost and the reduction of the venue activity space, and the income might reduce because of the building process. For social media, I recommend using the Instagram and TV commercials for attraction. Instagram is now very popular social media, and the radiation range is wide. The main phase of the target is the young people. TV commercials are mainly targeted at the middle-aged and the elderly people. Here's the reference list. Thank you for watching.